present about abstract shipbuilding is one of the oldest and extremely competitive type of maritime business. For me, it's not easy to be operate because it consists of a various part which is naval engineering, boat building and even dismantling. From the outset, we must know the basic objective of the study, like to determine the number of ships in Kuala Terengganu, to identify the type of shipbuilders in Kuala Terengganu, and to know the factors that influence the shipbuilders industry in Kuala Terengganu. From this, we must to know what's data that using of this study. We using the secondary data from the literature review, journals, extensive internet use, and others. The keyword is shipbuilding industry, supporting national defense, stimulating shipping and industrial development, increasing employment, and inflow of foreign currency. The introduction, we get more details about shipbuilding. Shipbuilding is a process of constructing ships and other floating vessels. Their works at are commonly take place in specialized facilities known as a shipyard. Having two factors are linking to the shipbuilding, which is macro factor and market factor. Due to selecting of title in Kuala Terengganu, there are several shipbuilding companies still operating. For example, MSET Shipbuilding Corporation Sandiang Berhad. This is one of the exist and active shipbuilding in Kuala Terengganu. This shipbuilding industry undergoing their operation in three main yards, which is located in Pulau Kambing, Pulau Duyung, and Gombada. These are also involved in the construction of various size of boats and others. Next, I will pass my present to Rosmaya.
Next, I will present about the problem statement, research questions, and the research objective. The first problem statement is about the high cost of raw materials. The increasing cost of the raw material that we use as the main component in the shipbuilding industry is definitely affecting the process of the shipbuilding. According to one of the shipbuilders, the increasing price of the Chengal wood from time to time caused many shipbuilders to give up and did not continue the shipbuilding industry again. The second problem is the lack of facilities. The lack of initiative provided by the local government in order to invigorate the shipbuilding industry in Kuala Terengganu. Terengganu is one of the shipbuilding industry pioneers in this nation, especially in traditional shipbuilding. This problem should not happen. Next problem is the construction of Terengganu Drawbridge. The original size of the navigation channel after the work to deepen the Terengganu estuary, which was completed in 2004 to 2006, was 100 meter wide, with a water depth of 7 meters at low tide. After the construction of the drawbridge, it appears to be about 25 meters wide from the edge of the pool to the other pool. With the pillar located below it, many iron rods of ply-beam piles will be found causing a pile of sand trap, as on the pillars at the Sultan Mahmud Bridge. This will cause sand deposition, and water depth as high as 7 meters may not last long. The research question for the study is how many shipbuilders at Kuala Terengganu River, what are the types of shipbuilder in Terengganu, and what are the factors affecting shipbuilding industry in Kuala Terengganu. The research objective of the study is to identify all the research questions stated above.
I will present a research significance. The finding of the study will assist Terengganu's economic planning unit in assisting the local industry and shipbuilding industry to re-emerge as one of the most active shipyards. Terengganu, as one of the traditional shipbuilding pioneers, has historically required assistance, as we all know. This will ensure the regrowth of the shipbuilding industry in Kuala Terengganu with the help of related activities such as tourism that have recently occurred in Kuala Terengganu. Aside from that, the study findings suggest that the national heritage should be preserved for future generations. This is because future generations will be more aware of the significance of traditional shipbuilding. This can be obtained when authorities can be contact and cooperate to ensure that the assistance that will be given to the successor of traditional shipbuilding can be given. Last but not least, this study will also be able to be the eye-opener for the authorities regarding the importance of the operating the Terengganu drawbridge regularly. Aside from helping the shipbuilding industry to regrow by providing access, this will also help the signature of Terengganu can be seen operate, and last but not least, to be attraction for the structure which is drawbridge itself to the tourists when it comes to the moment of drawbridge being lifted. For literature review, first, Malaysian shipbuilding or ship repairing industry. In 2019, the SPSR industry was designed as a strategic industry. The third industrial master plan 2006 until 2020 as well as a manufacturing activity was encouraged by the 11 Malaysia Plan. Malaysia has a liberal cabotage policy in place does not compel local shipyard to use vessel construct in the area yards to be support domestic shipping. Second, shipbuilding industry in Terengganu. The 2.7 square kilometer island, located on the estuary of Sungai Terengganu in Terengganu, has a rich heritage of boat building and has even found a place on the World Tourism map as Pulau Duyung is the venue for the Monsoon Cup, an international yachting event launched in 2005, which attracts tourists in droves to Terengganu. Pulau Duyung's world-class boat building industry drew the attention of boat and yacht enthusiasts from all over the world at one time. During the 1970s and 1980s, Pulau Duyung was always a hive of activity as there were as many as 20 to 30 boatyards on the island. Today, the number has dwindled to 3 due to a lack of orders and a shortage of skilled craftsmen. Third, lack of resource. Due to Terengganu's disappearing jungles, the construction of traditional boats on Pulau Duyung appears to be much more difficult in order to build a good, sturdy boat. According to the author's interview in the past, the raw material need in the shipbuilding industry, chengal wood, could be obtained from the nearby jungle. However, the disappearance of the jungle within this area has made this industry difficult to run due to a lack of resource. After that factor affecting shipbuilder existence has been reduced and brought about because of several factors that have affected the shipbuilding industry over time. The shipbuilding industry is influenced by a variety of factors, including the economy and infrastructure, the rising cost of marketing and building ship, as well as desire of ship owners to have an effect on the scale of the facilities used, as happened to a shipbuilder along the Terengganu River. A sign of a decrease in the number of shipbuilders, which appears to be decreased from 40 in the past to only 3 operating at the moment. One of the factors causing this problem is economic factors, in which the price of raw material used to build a ship continues to rise dramatically. Aside from that, the limited source of the raw material itself have caused the price to increase. Next, the infrastructure. The restrict draft maximum of 4.0 to 4.5 meters is the size limit of ships that can be built as this shipyard. Bridge and overhead cables may induce new restriction on the ship size that may be built in shipyards located in the hinterland. It appears to be familiar with the state of shipbuilding along the Terengganu River, where infrastructure such as drawbridge is common. Last but not least, impact of bridge construction. Associated risks and additional activities involved with the accelerated bridge construction result in an increased initial project cost. This additional cost is offset by the benefits of reduced mobility impact time, such as traffic costs, maintenance, life cycle costs, and economic impact on surrounding communities and business, as well as the ability to address seasonal limitations. This also presents a comprehensive cost model for bridge construction that incorporates the economic impact on surrounding communities and business. For methodology, in order to reach the objective of this research study, the most suitable method that researchers used was qualitative method. Qualitative research method involve collecting and analyzing non-numerical data, example, text, video, or audio, to understand concepts, opinions, or experience. It can be used to gather in-depth insight into a problem or generate new ideas for research. Qualitative methods are used to answer questions about experience, meaning, and perspectives, usually from the participant's point of view. Typically, these informations cannot be counted or measured. For data collection, in general, data collection occurs during the process of gathering and measuring information and all variables of interest in a systematic manner that allow one to answer state research question, test hypotheses, and evaluate results. Each research approach employ one or more of the following data collection methods: observation, interviews, focus groups, surveys, and secondary research. Interviews. A personal interview or face-to-face interview refers to a direct conversation between two people with a specific structure and purpose. A respondent is a person who has been invited to participate in a particular study and has taken part in the study. In this study, the process research study were established by using an approach not probability in undertaking the study. A qualitative interview means that the interview must find the respondent. The sample chosen was not from any random sample, but it was retrieved from some agencies that were more likely to be chosen based on criteria that would fulfill the objective of the research. Furthermore, the agencies involved were chosen based on the finding of the study, and the primary target and focus respondent were traditional shipbuilder in Kuala Terengganu and MSET. That's all from me. Thank you.